Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai. Double honor unto the apostles at Great Millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. And shalom to the sincere Akim doing his work in sincerity and in truth. Now, I wanted to do a video about the trees in the Garden of Eden are actually people instead of just trees. Okay, start at Genesis chapter 2, verse 15. And the Most High Yahweh took the man, Adam, and put him in the Garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. And the Most High Yahweh commanded the man, saying, Of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it. For in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die. Now, it doesn't say nothing about an apple, because if you check the word apple in the King James Bible, it only occurs actually 8 times, but if you put apples, then it occurs 11 times, right? As you can see, 11 Bible results for the word apple. And the first word, this is not the first, but the first word apple starts in Deuteronomy 32. So that shows you that, by the way, here's said apples. Anyway, that shows you that these so-called white people, which are the Edomites of the Bible, these cave people, are the liars. They're lying. Adam and Eve didn't even pick no apple, okay, to eat. They just fabricated it. That's why they have the logo from the Mac, of the Mac. The apple, that bitten apple, right? That's why they have this. You know, it's so-called white race has stuff like they ate an apple. Okay, that's not what it is. And by the way, Adam and Eve never look like these pale pieces of shit. They look funny as hell, man. I'm telling you, it's laughable. And yeah. So going on, Ezekiel chapter 30. I'll show you that it's talking about people. Ezekiel chapter 31, verse 6. All the fowls of heaven made their nests in his boughs. It's talking about Adam. And under his branches did all the beasts of the field bring forth their young. And under his shadow dwelt all great nations. Okay. Thus was he fair in his greatness, in the length of his branches, for his roots was by great waters. And everybody knows that a tree that is that's in the vicinity, in the area of a river or something, always has plenty of water. It's always water. It's always good. Okay, always fruit. Going on, the cedar, which is a tree, in the garden of the Most High, Yahweh, could not hide him. The fir tree, which is another tree, were not like his boughs. So even Adam is compared to that, but I will just go on. And the chestnut tree were not like his branches. Even Adam is compared to a tree because he doesn't have branches. Anyway, going on. Nor any tree in the garden of the Most High was like unto him in his beauty. Adam. It's talking about the Garden of Eden, okay? I have made him fair by the multitude of his branches. It's still talking about Adam. So that all the trees of Eden, the whole earth is Eden, that were in the garden of the Most High envied him. Trees cannot envy you. People can. So I'm going to go to show you that it's talking about people. The book of Judges, chapter 8, verse 22. Then the men of Israel said unto Gideon, you should read the whole story, by the way. I'm just going to the key verses. Then the men of Israel said unto Gideon, rule thou over us. So the men wanted Gideon to be king over them after he won. Let me just read on. Then the men of Israel said unto Gideon, rule thou over us, both thou and thy son, and thy son's sons also. son. For thou hast delivered us from the hand of Midian. And these Midianites are Ishmaelites, by the way, Arabs. And Gideon said unto them, I will not rule over you, neither shall my son rule over you. The Most High Yahweh shall rule over you. And here it proves that the Midianites are Ishmaelites. It says, and Gideon said unto them, I would desire a request of you, that ye would give me every man the earring of his prey. For they had golden earrings, because they were Ishmaelites. So Midians are Ishmaelites. Anyway, so there you have it. No, not there you have it. I mean, it shows you that they wanted the men, after the conquering of the Midianites, the men of Israel wanted Gideon to be their king, right? And or their son, or his son's son, or his son's son after them. Okay. Now going to Judges chapter 9, verse 7. I'm trying to show you that the trees are talking about people. I'm going to show you here too. Judges chapter 9, verse 7. And when they told it to Jotham, he went and stood in the top of Mount Gerizim, and lifted up his voice and cried, and said unto them, Hearken unto me, ye men of Shechem, that the Most High may hearken unto you. The trees, the people, went forth on a time to anoint a king over them. That's here. The men of Israel said unto Gideon, Rule thou over us. Right? And they said unto the olive tree, Reign thou over us. That's Gideon, olive tree. But the olive tree said unto them, Should I leave my fatness, wherewith by me they honor the Most High, and men, and man, and go to be promoted over the trees? Because you can do a lot of things with olive trees, you know. But that's just the illustration. But anyway. And the trees said to the people, the men of Shechem, the men of Israel, said to the fig tree, Come thou and reign over us. But the fig tree said unto them, Should I forsake my sweetness and my good fruit, and go to be promoted over the trees? Then said the trees, the people, unto the vine, which, by the way, the fig tree was one of his sons, and okay, it was one of his sons. They also said, but thou and thy son rule over us, and stuff like that. Okay, now going back to over here, it says, then said the trees unto the vine, which is another son, Come thou and reign over us. And the vine said unto them, Should I leave my wine, which cheereth the Most High, and man, and go to be promoted over the trees, over the people? This is one of the sons of Gideon, by the way, again. Then said all the trees unto the bramble. Now, if you check the bramble, right? Now, this is one of the sons of Gideon, too. It's going to show you. But a bramble has thorns. So it's a wicked it's a wicked tree. If you compare it with the other trees, and actually those other trees are sons of Gideon, it's going to explain to you that the bramble tree is talking about this bastard over here, Abimelech. Then said all the trees unto the bramble, which is Abimelech, Come thou and reign over us. And the bramble said unto the trees, If in truth ye anoint me king over you, then come and put your trust in my shadow. And if not, let fire come out of the bramble and devour the cedars of Lebanon. So he wanted them to follow him, right, and listen to him too. Now therefore, if ye have done truly and sincerely, in that ye have made Abimelech king, and if ye have dealt well with Jerubbaal and his house, and have done unto him according to the desiring of his hands, for my father fought for you, which is here, Gideon. Uh, yeah, here. He delivered for thou hast delivered us from the hand of Midian, right? For my father fought for you, and adventured his life far, and delivered you out of the hand of Midian. And ye are risen up against my father's house this day, and have slain his sons, 60 persons, upon one stone, and have made Abimelech, the son of his maidservant, king over the men of Shechem, because he is your brother. Now this was the son. What son was this again? I think it was Jotham. Right? Yeah, it was Jotham, and Abimelech was his was the son of the maidservant, and Abimelech murdered 70 sons of Gideon, and so he was left with 71, and Jotham is 72. So Abimelech had 72 children, and this one murdered 70, and Jotham escaped. But anyway, that's not the main thing. The thing is, the people are actually illustrated as trees. And what do trees have? Fruit. And I'm going to get to right now. It says here, Matthew chapter 7, verse 15. Beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but innerly they are ravaging wolves. Now, here is what I want to have. Okay. 16. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Who? The false prophets. But they are not trees, but they are illustrated as trees, because only a tree has fruit, or a plant. You shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorn or figs of thistles? Thistles are thorns too, if I'm correct. I checked it, but yeah, thistles are thorns too. Have thorns too. No, they gather grapes only, okay? It says, even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. These people are fruits. If you're a teacher, you bring forth a good teacher, you bring forth good students. If you're a wicked teacher, you bring forth wicked students, okay? Because that's what you do. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt fruit bring forth good fruit. A corrupt tree, slacking. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewed down and cast into the fire. Wherefore, by their fruits ye shall know them. So people are being associated with fruits here again. And this is the last scripture, Isaiah chapter 5, verse 1 until 7. Now I will sing to my well-beloved the song of my beloved, touching his vineyard. My well-beloved had a vineyard in a very fruitful hill, and he fenced it, and gathered out the stones thereof, all the stumbling blocks and wickedness, and planted it with the choice vine, and built a tower in the midst of it, and also made a winepress therein. And he looked that it should bring forth grapes, and it brought forth wild grapes, because our people were wicked. And now, O inhabitants of Jerusalem and men of Judah, judge, I pray you, between me and my vineyard. What could have been done more to my vineyard that I have not done in it? Wherefore, when I looked that it should bring forth grape, brought it forth wild grapes? And now go to, I will tell you what I will do to my vineyard. I will take away the hedge thereof. So this is how the Most High destroyed it. And it says, and it shall be beaten up and break down the wall thereof, and it shall be trodden down by the nations. And I will lay it waste. It shall not be pruned nor digged. We're not going to prosper nothing. But there shall come up brinks and breeze and thorns. I will also command the clouds that they rain no rain upon. And now here it comes. For the vineyard of the Lord of hosts is the house of Israel, and the men of Judah his pleasant plant. And he looked for judgment, and behold oppression, for righteousness, but behold cry. So yeah, that's it.